channel is intended for mature audiences.
Uh-oh. I think it's because we were hosting someone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it says variant roles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool,
They're
cool.
wholesome family fun.
I'm sure they are.
I don't know about them, but we are. We certainly have not committed any cold-blooded murders.
No! It's not a thing we do.
Definitely not a thing we do. That anyone can prove. Because they're all dead.
All right. Let me just paste one more link. All right. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Amber Clave, a Numenera Actual Play Podcast. I'm the host / GM, Megan, and with me today I have Landon.
Hey, and today I am still going to be playing Garrett, who is a tough, meddlesome delve who explores yesterday.
Shauna.
Hello, I'm playing Raphael Estelle, who is an imaginative, nurturing nano who murders.
And Acer.
Hello, I'm playing Rigel Sloan, a graceful, stealthy glaive who fights with a horde.
All right, so last week, or at least last time, you had made it to a island on a still somewhat active volcano near the Rayskull Caves. You found a small community there who were plundering the area for ciphers and other technology.
And plundering each other.
And murdering each other. They were led by one Mayor Fecton Hayes, who told you there were 2 rules. Don't murder anyone who doesn't deserve it, and don't take anything you can't defend. You took some umbrage with these rules, especially when they tried to attack you, and ended up in charge of the island.
Oops.
The Orate who traveled with you, Andira Chell, has put you 3 sort of in charge of making sure everything goes smoothly while she takes care of the bureaucracy side. So she has named the new colony settlement here Hope. And we are going to be playing with the Numenera Destiny rules. So I am giving Hope a rank of 1, which is generally true for a community with between 20 and 500 people living in it.
Okay.
So there's ways we can improve the community, some of which you'll probably want to do, like building a town, building a harbor, building some sort of infrastructure, generally the basic things, and then you can sort of expand from there. The rank is important for things like hordes or armies invading or attacking. It gives them sort of a difficulty level. Though the book does point out it's not a level, it's a rank, so a level 3 thief can't steal everything from a rank 1 city. It's not a direct comparison of levels.
It's
just they have to get past a level 1 wall and a level 1 guard to get into a level 1 house.
Okay.
I don't know, it still sounds like it ends up being the same thing, but oh well.
I think they can encounter other things like player characters.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is fitting. I've been playing a whole lot of Civ lately, so this is basically the same thing.
Do we have to go to the city? Do we have to go to the city council meetings?
She would like for you to do that, but that's part of the burden that Andira is taking on for you.
I was like,
Great.
What is she doing? If she's like, well, you have to build this, and you have to set up a guard, and you have to set up a market, and by the way, there's meetings. What's left over?
She's just trying to get out of doing all the work.
I think so. I think it might be time to stage a coup already. Just kidding. I don't.
Just paperwork. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No, we like to make other people do paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, since the place is made of glass, I don't think there are very many building materials to make a town out of.
Unless you want glass walls, and then you can make some great jokes about throwing stones.
Well, there aren't any stones to throw out, so, joke's on them.
I think some people had pulled some boats and stuff up to like build temporary shelters from, and you have tents. But yes, having an actual town would be good.
So, how close is the nearest of the caves?
So the closest one is called Rhylac. Rhynac. It is about 50 miles away.
50 or 15?
Between 25 and 50.
Okay.
Sort of to the north of you.
Okay, so does the town possess any boats? Because I believe we sent Karen on away already.
Yes, they have some small skiffs.
All right. I guess we're gonna row. Get some upper body exercise in.
Why are we going to the caves again?
Because they'll have construction materials and, I'm guessing they'll have like trees.
Cave
some stuff beyond just the glass.
tree. Okay.
Yeah, and boat debris.
Boat wreckage.
All right.
Is there anything else that Indira Chell would like us to sort of bargain for? Also, do we have a budget?
You have shins, though that isn't the preferred form of currency here. To look at what it's called again.
All right. The little things in the tanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what are they called? I wrote it down.
Arrows.
Yeah, we have 20 of them right now.
I believe Raffaella, as the most trustworthy among us, was declared the treasurer.
What? Wait a minute. I missed that meeting.
Yeah, this is the first meeting that you happen to have missed.
I'm not skipping any more meetings.
You're in charge of carrying the fish tank.
I flip open my notebook and I start writing. Okay, so we started with 20 from Glorina.
Yep.
But are we getting more?
Did Fecton Hayes have any that he won't be needing anymore?
He had about 20 hidden in the town hall structure.
All right.
That puts us at 40 arrows.
How many skiffs do they have?
They have 4 of them.
Okay. Maybe we should tow some that we can carry cargo in. Is anyone willing to go with us?
Your friend Crix is.
Okay.
And
How good is he at rowing boats?
he's better than you.
Oh, no. I'm more the ideas guy.
On these skiffs, do they happen to maybe have like a mast where we could kind of affix a sail so if winds are favorable, we might could go a little faster?
Yes.
All right, cool.
So I guess we should, maybe we take 2 of them, 2 people in each.
2 people in each, and then maybe a third if we have any extra cargo.
Yeah. Can we tow one? Can we rig a tow line?
Sure.
All right. So I'm trying to think. I think we're. Is there any other supplies we might need before we head out? Otherwise, I think we're good to go.
Yeah, I think construction material is our first priority.
And food.
Oh, yeah, food's probably important too. Especially since we're taking 3 of the community's 4 skiffs. I'm guessing they won't be able to do much fishing.
Yes.
Well, we got 2 skiffs in our fight, so they only had 2 to start with.
Oh, they can go fishing with those 2 discs.
Yeah, the contact lens boats.
The people in town will tell you that those are called. Where did it go? They were bubble somethings. Bubble boats.
Bubble boats.
They're discarded shells of duims, a creature that looks like a large floating jellyfish, but have hardtop shells that they shed once or twice a year.
Ah.
But they're hydrophobic, so they float really well.
Well, I drew a picture of them last week while we were playing. I apparently was feeling very artsy.
You're channeling. You're channeling your creative, your creative descriptor.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. We cast off then, and we make for the cave to the north.
All right. So you don't have that many problems getting to Rhynac. That many. You make it there. Nothing goes wrong.
That's good because we're not great sailors.
You land on the closest thing you can find to a beach, but there's like trees growing to the very edge of the water.
Oh, okay.
Hey, there we go.
Found some lumber.
It's a thick, tangled jungle.
Oh, not as great. So there aren't any coastal communities?
Not that you were able to see. It depends on how much you want to go around.
How are the winds?
They're fine.
Well, I think if the weather is favorable, I think we might want to check things out before we just beach ourselves.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Can I make a perception check and try to scan the trees and see if I can see if there's any sign of life or civilization? Anything?
Definitely.
Okay.
Like smoke or anything like that?
Well, I rolled a 4, and I'm not trained or anything.
I rolled a 12, and I'm specialized in perception.
Great. I'm glad one of us.
One of us can pay attention.
I got a minor effect. I got rolled a 19.
Wow.
Ooh.
All right, Garrett and Rigel, you notice that the branches of the trees seem to be moving, but not with the wind. Rigel, you notice that the branches almost seem to be reaching towards you and then dropping back down.
Maybe we don't want to cut down these trees. They might cut back.
Oh. Why? Are they leering at us?
They're reaching toward us.
Well, that sounds really creepy.
It does.
Huh.
Going. I wave. Do they wave back?
They sort of sway back.
All right, this is probably where I get myself into trouble. I can't help it with this character. So I'm gonna look at Raj and be like, "Keep an eye on me. I'm just curious something." And I'm gonna go up to one of the thicker trees, and I'm going to try to climb it just to see what happens. And I am trained in sensing danger, so if I need to do a sensing danger roll to like, oh crud, the tree's gonna swamp me down, then I'll make a check to try to dodge accordingly or whatever. I'm also trained in climbing, so yeah, I'm gonna try to climb the tree just to see if it does anything more aggressive or if it just moderately sways like it's reaching towards me, if that makes any sense.
All right. So as you get to the tree and start climbing it, the branches of the tree sort of sweep across you, and
Mhm.
you see two images in your head.
Okay.
The first one is a image of two people standing on a sort of orb-like dirigible. Maybe it has legs coming out. There's like huge rings of metal in the background, and they're sort of in a wetlands area. They look like they're about to go inside it, and there's a figure in a red cloak with a red eye staring at them. The second image is groups of people sort of standing and talking, maybe in some sort of market, with the distance stretching out bridges to these floating houses. They're sort of round houses in the distance. And you can tell the trees want you to choose one of them.
Ooh. Let's see. I'm going to communicate with the mesh implant that we have.
Mm-hmm.
What just happened? That it seems these trees are wanting me to pick one of these two options that appeared in my head. Not sure if I can actually kind of like replay the images I saw in my head over the mesh implant or not, but I'll describe everything that I saw, and that apparently I'm needing to pick one. And are there any suggestions? If not, I'm just going to pick one.
I suggest the market.
Okay. Does Rafaela have any suggestions?
I trust your judgment.
Okay. I'm kind of leaning like Rigel. I think the market is the better than the swamp with an ominous red eye thing. So
It could be like high risk, high reward, but
True,
like I said,
true.
I trust your judgment. We'll back you up, whichever
True.
one you choose.
so
So
yeah.
Rafaela's the go big or go home kind of.
So yeah, I think in this instance that Garrett's gonna go with the market image.
All right. You feel the tree that you're standing next to sort of shudder, and you see this like light passing through all the trees, like they're communicating somehow. And it sort of goes out and away from the tree that's touching you, and then back in towards it.
Mhm.
And the tree seems to shift. It's not actually moving, but it just seems like it's shifted along with a bunch of other trees, and they all sort of have moved, so there's a path in front of you.
I look over towards Rigel and Rafaela, and I'm like, I think we take the path now.
Yeah. It does seem like we've been invited.
Yeah. So, and I think at this point, Garrett's just gonna kind of, in my head, I guess, kind of nod his head to the tree and say, "Thank you," and start kind of cautiously going down the path.
Whoa, Garrett. Hang on. That's a job for a soldier. Crix, take a point.
Fair enough.
The trees seem a little bit more hesitant letting you all through, since they only really interrogated Garrett, but they're gonna let it go, since they sense that you communicated. And so it's sort of a long walk through this jungle-like climate. It's hot and sweaty, and there's really no sign of life other than these huge, giant trees that surround you. until you reach a large sort of metallic structure. Well, sorry, a large structure. It seems to be made out of solid light, rising up above the ground.
Does it have any doors or anything?
It does. There's light bridges extending out to other points. Including, there's light bridges stretching out from it, but it looks like most of the complex is underground. You can't really see that much in the light structure in front of you.
You know, glass volcano is pretty cool, but I think this might have it beat.
Does seem pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm curious what's underneath all this now.
I guess I'll walk up to a door and knock.
All right, a person will answer. They're clearly not human. They are mechanical with like biological parts grafted onto them. They have more of a BB-8 bottom half where that rolls, but then a more cylinder top half with a human face. Welcome to the complex of the Carius.
Hello.
I see the trees let you in.
Yes. Well, specifically our friend here, Garrett.
You must be pure of heart then.
Sure.
We don't have very many visitors to Rhynac. At least none that get here. Would you like to come in?
Absolutely. It's probably going to be well, I don't know. Since we're going into a light structure, it could be way hotter than what it is out here.
I'm
But
sure
it's
you
still
will find it comfortable.
interested to see. So, sure. I'll go on in.
I'll go.
Sure.
So they will take you inside, and you see that there are a bunch of other bioautomatons here. They're all very different. There are similarities between them, but they all seem to have augmented themselves in different ways. You can't see back outside through the light, though. The floors down are transparent, though, so you can see underneath your feet.
Whoa, this is pretty crazy.
What do we see?
It seems to extend a long way down, even underwater.
I don't know if I like this.
This is quite a feat of engineering.
Yes, thank you. You may call me Kai.
So, Kai, what has brought you to Rhynac?
Oh, I was born here. I am Cathon, as are everyone who lives on Rhynoc, for the most part.
Cap on?
Yes.
Okay. Well, do you interact with other people? What do you all do here?
We improve ourselves. When I was
Okay.
first made, I only had the torso, but I have built myself into the being you see before you today. It is very impressive, yes?
Yes, I was just getting ready to say I'm quite impressed.
I'm sure you're far more mobile now than you were then.
Indeed. I did
Yep.
not like the wheels I had before. They were very squeaky.
Do you all work together, or is it pretty much every cap on for themselves?
We work together, mostly within the labs that we live in, or were born in, I suppose. But we share all of our resources here. Every part of us, companions, pets, technology, wildlife, we all take part in experimentation and augmentation. Is that why you are here?
We came here in search of trade. We have settled upon the volcano to the south.
Oh, that was very impressive.
I know, right?
Truly a work of engineering.
It was, but it's not the most inhabitable of locations at the moment. So we've got some challenges ahead of us trying to establish a community there, and that's why we're here. We were hoping that we would be able to trade and gather some supplies to start building our town.
Unfortunately, it seems that the lumber on this island is sentient.
Yes. The hovering spool woods, they are very sensitive.
Oh,
They were bioengineered by the first Cathons to live here
Ah,
to
are they a
protect
sort
us.
so they're a sort of defensive mechanism.
Yes. It's very hard to get past them if you come here with hostile intentions.
that's pretty handy. I don't suppose you could bioengineer some trees that would grow on glass, could you?
Oh, that would be a excellent challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the issues about the volcano island as it is it's not typical soil. It's pretty much all glass. So it's going to be kind of difficult to grow food and such without some engineering, as it were.
Sure, there are plenty of minerals in there. It all started out as something else before the convergence process took hold. I guess I will spend an XP for a player intrusion to have glass from the volcano.
Okay. Is it just like a chunk you picked up as a memento, or were you bringing samples?
I was bringing samples.
Kai will take it. They have a large smile on their face and say, "This is very interesting. I think the Row Lab would be the best one for you to talk to."
Well, can you show us there?
Yes, I can.
Excellent.
You go down several floors. You can't sort of see out of the doors of the elevator that you're in, but you can see up and down. Again, it's very disconcerting. I feel like I would really hate it here because I always feel like I'm about to fall. But the Kai will lead you to a door. It has a symbol on it, and knock very respectfully. I don't belong to the Row Lab, so I don't come here very often, but they are the best at plants.
So are y'all kind of established in different groups of research?
Yes, it depends on which lab you're born into.
Oh, you mentioned the trees that provide you with defense. It's very good that you have those because there is apparently a person who is styled themselves as the sovereign of all of the Ks, of all the race skull Ks, who might be a threat to you.
We haven't encountered anyone like that yet, but I appreciate the warning. I will inform the others.
Yes, it would be wise to be on your guard. And then we awkwardly stand in front of the door.
Yeah. Another person will open the door. Let's see. They are they are sort of cylindrical, and then at about shoulder height they have like arms that reach out in 8 directions. And they also have a sort of humanoid head, but it's a face on either side.
Oh.
And they will reach out one of their hands to shake with you. They look very proud that they're able to do this, like shake hands with all 3 of you at once.
Hello. You're very approachable.
Well, thank you. I have worked very hard to be that way.
Quite an accomplishment.
Are you here to become better?
In a way. My name's Rafaela, by the way. What can we call you?
You can just call me bro.
Bro. Okay. We are attempting to settle on the relatively new volcano. And we are having a hard time because there's really nothing there. And we have heard that you may be able to help us by engineering some plants, some trees that would actually grow on the glass that the volcano is formed out of. We do have a sample here.
Oh, we have been meaning to acquire some samples, but have not been out there yet. That will be quite interesting.
We'll save you a trip.
And pull out another sample.
Kai will sort of wave goodbye to you. They don't go in the lab.
No, I waved to Kai.
Same.
I hope I will see you again before you leave.
I hope so too.
Ro will take you into the lab. You see there's a lot of plants in here. There's samples from all the trees that you saw outside. It looks like they're playing around with their communication abilities. There's various forms of agricultural food sort of plants. And there's even some animals in cages. Ro will take you to a desk and give you a smile. The facial expressions on each side of the face aren't quite identical, but both sides are smiling.
Good to know.
We don't get that many visitors here at Rhinoc. I am very pleased to have you here. Would you like something to eat?
Sure.
Yes, please.
She will produce a sort of greenish bread and some hot tea that smells sweet.
As we've established, bread is precious.
And bread is very precious here.
Yeah. It'd be rude to refuse a host.
Mm-hmm. She will eat with you, but she'll sort of eat with one mouth and talk to you with the other.
Oh, no, that's a trick.
Yeah.
I would grow so fat.
You'd have one mouth just reserved for eating all the time.
We are very friendly here on Rhinoc, but we don't get very many visitors.
Well, the trees definitely don't make it easy for people to approach you.
I suppose.
It's understandable, though. There are plenty of unpleasant characters around here.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I've always feared that it's because not everyone wanted to improve themselves.
Well, I believe that is a thought that some people have, but we at the Amber Clave are constantly seeking ways to improve the whole world around us. So we welcome the knowledge of what you do.
Well, we aren't quite human, though we do integrate very many biological parts into ourselves, not always human ones. For instance, if you were coming here as a creature, we probably would have a cap on that has the form of that creature speaking with you.
Oh,
But I thought it'd be easiest for you if you were interacting with a humanoid.
that's most considerate.
So, you seek to grow some plants? It's hard when there isn't really soil on the volcano.
Yes, I think we
Yes.
were hoping that we could find something that could extract minerals directly from this, tapping the glass, or nutrients from this. As surely there was some.
Yes, it does appear like it should have a great deal of nutrients in it. I'm not sure it would be a long term sustainable life form, however. Perhaps if we introduce multiple ways for it to gain nutrients.
Anything would be of use at this point, considering even the aquatic ecosystem around the island's a bit in disarray. So there's fishing is difficult, and eventually starvation is going to be more of an issue than it kind of is now.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it was some type of plant we could use as a short-term solution till we can find some better trading, maybe for food or something more long-term.
Well, that definitely would be good. However, we have very serious work here in self improvement, and I would need some sort of trade from you to make this profitable for us. Perhaps new organisms for our research.
What kind of organisms?
Well, anything we haven't seen before, I suppose. We do not get off the island much.
Damn, we shouldn't have sent those convicts away.
We have encountered humans before.
Well, we would be happy to search for new specimens. Or would you be willing to take some rill as a deposit to begin the work?
I will trust your word, if you are willing to give it. We don't use that type of currency very often.
I see. Well, you have our word that we will bring you specimens. That
Perhaps one of the first specimens might be one of those new crabs that does seem to be around the volcano island. They didn't really exist until the island.
that seems
Oh.
like a good idea.
A new form of life would be very interesting for us.
Excellent. Well,
Sounds like we can make that happen.
I would be happy to try to give you some material on the promise of your return with these creatures if you tell me what you want. Any bioengineering would take some time, but we have livestock and other creatures here, as well as our own Gwyn and the building supplies we use.
Well, building supplies for the short term would be very useful. So we do need to build some houses and some kind of kitchen and a harbor for our boats. So any supplies you have that would help us with those buildings in the short term, we would very much appreciate it.
Excellent. I will see then you get a supply of lumber for your return.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you
We do
so
have a
much.
few small vessels with us. So hopefully we'll be able to carry back anything you're willing to provide for us at the moment.
We can assist with some transport as well if you have the creatures for us to take back once we get to your island.
That would be terrific.
That would be great.
And then we can collect more samples as well.
Excellent.
Sounds mutually beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we thank you for your generosity and your friendship.
We are happy to make new friends on the islands.
Well, we shall not take too much of your time then, as you continue to work on improving yourselves. We will head back at once and obtain those creatures for you.
We will send another member to collect the samples and to bring you any additional supplies you cannot take with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you wish to see anything else while here in the complex?
I will send a mesh network message saying the less we know about them, the less we'll have to object to.
It would be nice to see your kitchen.
Oh, yes, of course.
It was green bread. It's made of people.
Yep. Rafaela basically ignores the subtle hint. I'm with you. I'm definitely getting some red flags here, personally, but we need to figure out how to feed our people too. So,
Ro will take you through several like greenhouse-looking buildings into the kitchen for her lab. It is heavily populated by petri dishes and lab equipment.
that's how I like to grow my food. Okay.
It's very impressive, yes?
Yes. Yes.
Mostly when we don't have visitors. We just drink nutrient broth. It's very efficient.
That does actually sound very efficient. I don't suppose we could also trouble you for a small supply of the nutrient broth, could we?
Yes, I will give you samples and starters as a welcome to the area gift.
You are too kind. And I extend my hand to shake one of theirs again.
They will excitedly shake your hand. They'll use two of their hands, so it's like a double shake.
Actually, there are four of us. Why don't each of us reach out both of our hands and they can
Perfect.
take all
There you
eight.
go.
All of us just shake.
Yeah.
You can get like a wave going.
Yeah.
That might be a bit much, but if they're into it.
Oh.
Do you mind if I ask you if all of these arms were original?
No, I only had 2 arms to start with, and then I developed and grew the additional ones.
Fantastic. And so you decided to do this after you encountered a new life form? Is that what happened?
Yes.
Excellent. What happens to the life forms after you study them?
It depends. Most of them we continue to grow or freeze down for samples, unless they're sentient, and then we integrate them into our society.
Oh.
Most of them wish to improve themselves after being here for a short time.
I already feel inadequate.
Well, if you ever wish to improve yourself, we are more than happy to assist you.
I will keep it in mind. I just don't know where to start at the moment. I'd have to make a list and pros and cons, prioritize. I'm sure you understand.
Yes, it's good to be deliberate about these things.
Well, shall we head back to Hope to start gathering organisms?
Yes, let's do that.
Kind
But
folks.
before we walk out, Garrett's real tempted to just kind of like, if it's not whenever we were talking about the nutrient broth and that's what they drink, he would have asked if he could try some, because I am just real curious what a shot of this stuff tastes like.
It's like drinking LB broth.
Nice. So that's all Garrett would have wanted, was to just see what a shot of this broth would have tasted like.
Do we see Kai on our way out?
Yes, you do see Kai. They have gathered a bunch of Cathans that look a bit like them in that they have that same sort of central cylinder and wheels at the bottom. And they're all sort of watching you curiously. But Kai will wave excitedly to you and then be like very proud if you wave back.
We do wave back.
I will totally wave back.
In fact, I would like to go over to Kai again and say thank you again for showing us to Rose Lab. You're welcome to come visit us on our volcano.
Oh, I shall. I look forward to the opportunity.
Fantastic. Well, we'll see you soon.
Kai,
Is there like a loading dock where we pick up our order?
No, when you make it back to your skiffs, there are like bundles of logs floating next to you, next to the boats.
Wow.
These guys are dangerously efficient.
They
And
were all about efficiency.
I say dangerously because nothing good is free.
We're giving them samples.
I feel like we're well on the path to enslavement, but it's cool.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad we're on the same page. Right? I'm a little weirded out, you know.
Yeah.
They just anyone that's that nice, I'm immediately suspicious.
Yes. Agreed. They were very nice, and hopefully that's just all they are, is nice and truly just seeking to improve themselves and anyone else. All I'm saying is we should probably just, keep our eyes and our minds open.
Yeah, so this place, as far as we've heard, is like full of cutthroats and practically like just overrun with cannibalistic hordes or something. Yet these people are just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
True, but at the same time,
Logs.
we need we kind of need the resources at the moment.
Nutrient broth.
Yeah, and to be fair too, I mean, they're kind of defense mechanism of the trees where, I was just curious, so I figured I'm going to climb it, see what happens, and some stuff happened, which kind of worked out. But at the same time too, I don't know that I would have wanted to find out if we had just taken an axe to a tree what would have happened. with
Bad
those
thing.
things.
Bad
So,
thing.
that could be kind of why they're so nice, is that they haven't really had a need to be completely hostile, because at least whoever seems to find them may, in a sense, kind of needed to find them anyway.
Well, hopefully it all works out.
I'm
Let's just
sure
get
it'll be fine.
famous last words.
Mhm, mhm.
Let's just get these logs and head on home.
Okay. Sounds like we have to go hunting when we get home too.
Yeah, I'm guessing we have an advantage in fishing for those crabs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think those guys handle immersion in salt water all that well.
Also, what
Nah.
about the clobsters?
Yeah, we could probably give them some of them too.
Give them a clobster.
And the needlefish. Give them the whole ecosystem.
It'll be fine.
Mantis crabs, too.
Yep.
All right. Well, how's the trip back, Megan?
It is calm, though. As you get going, you notice behind you a much larger group of logs just sort of floating on the surface behind you, but it's also moving towards the volcano.
Huh.
Like a
Trojan log
new-
pile.
A new set of logs
Yeah.
that have been bioengineered to follow us. I'm assuming.
Either that, or they're underneath swimming, and we just don't see them.
I personally am thinking it's mechanized lumber, but they could be carrying them from underneath too.
Now I want to know what Rigel's guess is.
My guess is that there's actually a very large creature beneath them, and it's just a log hat.
Fancy's
No
hat.
one will know.
So we make it back to the volcano. We make it back to Hope.
You do make it back to Hope. The logs keep moving towards the beach until walking out of the water is a whale-like creature. It has like front legs, and then it has like a set of back legs that look like crab legs, and then it has fins sort of flopping uselessly out of its side. And as it pulls the logs up onto the surface, its back sort of flips up like an opening hatch, and you see another Cathon getting out.
Oh my goodness.
Called it.
It hauls the lumber up onto the surface and gives you guys a wave as the citizens of Hope stare on in horror. Some of them will go for weapons.
Hold right there.
Okay, they're with us.
We found some lumber.
Is that safe?
It's totally safe.
You live on a glass volcano.
Finish it. You can't throw stones.
So is the Cathon getting back in and pulling out, or are they?
They're gonna start collecting more glass samples, and once they do that, they'll come over to you to see if you have any other samples you wish them to take back.
Well, why don't you hang on real quick and we'll go fishing? Where? Oh no, wait. We do have samples of the. We had
Yeah.
tanks, right?
Yeah, we had tanks because Glorina gave us the stuff to try to repopulate the ecosystem there. So we have some kind of already in tanks that we could give them like a sample or two.
Yeah.
And still
Here you go.
build it.
Oh, these are lovely.
These are called stain crabs. These are mantis crabs. These are lobsters, and these are needlefish. And there's a handy pictogram food chain on the side of the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Ro will be very excited to receive these.
Well, I would, we want to be sure that we,
Keep our word.
yeah.
I will return with any samples that Ro is able to produce, unless you wish to visit her again.
I'm sure if we have not visited by the time samples have been created, we would always welcome from you.
Yes. And we will do our best to make sure that the other people who are living here are not alarmed by however Ro makes their appearance. You know,
Yes.
giant lumber hefting whale obviously was a little distressing, but we'll be more prepared next time.
Oh, her Gwyn is much different. It flies.
Oh,
Fantastic. I look forward to it.
it seems like a great freeze
We've got
frame
the plagues
closing.
happening Literally invited the plagues onto
All right, so we'll end there with your discovery. Look, you're making friends.
What do they say? You know, you gotta find the biggest bully. Gotta smack him around. Or not. Or immediately, you know, become enslaved by them. Fine.
All right, so that is the end of this episode. I'll give you guys each 2 XP for some nerve-wracking encounters.
Ooh, I get to level up.
Woo!
And I have been Megan, your GM. You can find me on Twitter at Curium247 or tweeting for the podcast at Amber Clave. With me today, I've had Acer.
Hi, I've been playing Rigel Sloan, the graceful, stealthy glaive who fights with a horde. And you can find me on Twitter at Acer_Tolentino.
Shauna.
I was playing Raphael Estelle, the imaginative, nurturing nano who murders, and you can find me on Twitter at CallMeShauna.
And Landon.
And I've been playing Garrett, the tough, meddlesome delve who explores yesterday. And you can find me on Twitter at solemn_Lyrian.
Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any ideas about what any other Cathons look like, tweet them at us because I want to know so that my imagination doesn't run out. And we will see you again next time. Until then, that's Acer sign off. We will see you again next time. Until then, yay to see.
Yay to see.
I've upped my speed edge because I know I'll need to be running from Cathon before too long.
All right.
Yep.
We are going to reset to record the next episode if you are listening. So just give us a minute while we take some bio breaks. We'll be back.
Yes. Hi, I'll be playing Raphael Estelle, who is an imaginative, nurturing nano who murders.
And I am playing Garrett, who is a tough, meddlesome delve who explores yesterday.
Hi, I'll be playing Rigel Sloan, a graceful, stealthy glaive who fights with a horde.
Okay. Oh,
We had 300 units.
okay. So, looks like a hut is 5 units. Oh my goodness. This is, really? Okay. I wanted to be back on the cover of this page.
I know we're definitely going to need a pier. That's 12
Yep.
units.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to take my headphones off to grab this little bookmark thing. Hold on.
Oh, this is kind of cool, actually. I'm really into this right now. Okay. So we definitely want a pier, and a pier is
12.
12. Okay.
Let's see.
How many people are living on the island right now? 100.
Whew, okay. Do we want to try to get huts in place for those people for now and then try to improve them later? Or do we want to go ahead and make the initial investment into cottages?
Cottages seems a little high end for us right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
barracks?
Go ahead.
Well, they house up to 20 people, so we would still need 5 of them.
How much are those?
45 units apiece.
That's most of our outlay. But I think they'd probably be safer than huts.
Yeah.
But then
How
again, if
many?
you lose one barracks building, that's a far bigger hit. I'm
Yeah.
already thinking in terms of being attacked by a large flying creature from that island.
Okay.
How many people do the huts hold?
That's a good question. Okay.
Okay, so we could get by with 20 of those.
which
So,
would be way cheaper than the barracks.
yeah.
What if we go half and half?
Okay, so the people we like go in barracks. The people we don't
Well,
like go in
Well,
huts.
okay, there's going to be a variety of families here too. Like not everyone's going to be here with a group that they feel comfortable living in, and then they can get a bunk in the barracks. But then if you have the family,
You can get a hut.
you get a hut.
That's a good point.
It's like married housing on a university.
You get a hut.
Just
That's like grad
on a
student housing, right?
university.
Yeah.
Oh, you pay 10 times as more, 10 times as much. Here's crappier housing.
Yes.
Oh, should we build a cottage for Chell?
Is there like a government hall building? Let's see. There's a city hall. It doesn't say it has a place for her to live though. But she can sleep under her desk. Or we just build a grand palace. It's 300 units. We could do it.
Everyone else can sleep on the lawn.
Fine. A mansion's 90 units. Actually, not a bad idea. Oh, right. Sorry.
Well, I say, how about we build 10 huts, 2 barracks.
I have a suggestion too.
Uh-huh.
I like the idea of a barrack and some huts, but I kind of think building the healer's hall might be good too. Because you could actually, whoever might be medically inclined, that could be kind of their residence where they reside, and there's some extra rooms in that too. I mean, ideally it's for sick people and everything, but
okay.
I think we should go with 10 huts, 2 barracks, and a healer's hall.
What about a jail? We need a jail. No, we did promise that other group that we would handle our criminals last.
That's true.
At the end of the second episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much would that be? Who's got a calculator? Who's ready to crunch numbers?
How much are barracks again?
Barracks 45. So we want how many barracks?
If we got 2, it'd be 90.
Okay.
And 10 huts would be 50, so 140.
And then the healer's hall is 50.
Okay, so we're at 190. How much is the jail? Okay, so they're 245. We need 12 for a pier. So we're at 257.
Okay, good. So that means we have 43 left?
Yep. Damn, it's not enough for a cottage.
It's enough for a monument. No, we need food. It's enough for... Wait, how many? 43? Oh, it's almost enough for a tavern.
The Fecton Hayes Memorial Trash Pile.
It's enough for a granary.
But we need grain to put in it.
Well, but then we have a place to put it. When we get it.
Mm-hmm.
How about something like is there something like a watchtower?
There is. The city watch is 55 units.
Ah, damn. I think
defensive structure.
Yeah.
I think we want a watchtower.
Yeah.
I'm good with a watchtower.
Why don't we start with 2 wooden watchtowers?
Okay.
1 on each end.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We should just play this game all the time.
Yeah, I'm into this.
Megan.
Wait, we need to get decorations and stuff. Oh my gosh. Ah!
Oh.
Chic clothing is 4 units. And it eases interaction tasks if also worn with chic footwear. Excellent.
We're playing the wrong game.
So into this.
How many points do we have left?
If we bought the watchtowers, we'd be down to 7. We spent
All right.
257, I think, with the pier. And then with 2 watchtowers, we would have 13 left. I think that's right.
I lost the jail. There's the jail. It's 50. The jail's 55.
Oh, we already put the jail. That was already
Yeah.
counted.
I'm just trying to write these down. And wooden watchtowers are 15 apiece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that
Yeah, I was
much.
gonna say it might be good to at least make some weapons for the population.
How much?
So light weapons.
How much to give everyone a spear?
Also, probably give them some ranged.
It's a sharp stick.
Yeah, yeah, and then if you want to do a couple of spears and even a couple of quarterstaffs are 1 unit.
How many units of spears do you buy for 2 units? Okay.
The spears were 3.
Quarterstaffs are 1, so we're at 290, I think.
Yep.
So what do we have 10 to spend. What are we going to spend it on?
Well, something silly. Well, okay, let me look at. Well, I still think it might be a good idea to get some darts or something too. So there's some ranged.
Yeah, bow. Apparently, a bow is 2 units and 12 arrows are 2 units.
What was that again? I'm sorry.
A bow is 2 units and 12 arrows for the bow is 2 units.
2 arrows.
So if we were to spend the 10 on bows and ammunition, everyone could have 48 arrows. Maybe that would be enough to bring down that.
Well, yeah. Let's not assume we're going to do that. What about lighting? What about torches? Bedrolls, 2 units. That's for sleeping outdoors. I guess that's included in the housing. A flask for everyone. Cookware.
Oh wait, did we need like a kitchen house or something?
Yep. You take the weapons out of their hands.
Cookhouse. We only have 10 left though.
Guess we could take off one of the watchtowers.
Yeah. We only need 1 watchtower.
All right, 1 watchtower is 15 and 1 kitchen is 15.
Okay, and we still have 10 left.
Yeah.
No, I I was criticized for assuming we would need 48 arrows to bring down Rose Wynn. So we have 6 left if we bought bows and some arrows for everyone.
Yeah.
I think that works.
So use it on like torches.
So torches would be
Rafts would be useful, actually. People could fish off of them, and they could just be tied to the pier.
I want to see the half canoe. Actually, rafts probably are.
The half canoe is the kayak.
Yeah.
Oh, now I see.
So what do you think?
Mm,
The rafts could be the big fishing fleet.
rafts are 2 units. So then we could do rafts and torches because torches are 4 and rafts are 2.
Okay.
Yeah. That works.
All right. Perfect. We've used all the resources, Megan.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So, I, as in Rigel, have extensive experience building fortifications. And so I take it upon myself to help build the watchtower. Unfortunately, some of the people I am working with do not understand me when I'm shouting at them. And at least on 3 separate occasions, the worker next to me, named Stiven, almost cuts my thumb off with an axe. Yes. I just start working on his other side. He's a good worker. Just, has some depth perception issues. We're not at that level yet.
Okay, I'm going to say I round up 3 villagers whose names are Jax, Arvin, and Doll. And we spend the afternoon putting together like welcome kits. Welcome to Hope, which is funny because most of these people have been here longer than we have. And inside of each of the little like tote bags, like a swag bag, essentially, everyone gets 2 torches. So we spend an afternoon like wrapping torches. They get a bow and some arrows. And then they get to choose whether they want to take a spear or a quarterstaff when they come pick up their swag bag, their hope swag.
Oh, and they get the room assignment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truth be told, she's been like interacting with people more since we spent like all that time away from the island, making friends.
I hope
she
so.
She knows who's best at working with whom and who has what skills, that kind of thing. Since I'm sure she's been making all kinds of lists.
All right, so I have an inability when it comes to crafting and understanding Numenera. Not that I think the stuff that we're crafting is necessarily Numenera, but I think Garrett, if it's all right, is wanting to maybe explore the island a little more. To maybe there is a part of the island that the group of people hasn't discovered yet that might, here's like this massive shipwreck that nobody knew about that might have some resources that we hadn't stumbled upon yet that is a little more localized.
All right, yeah, so they haven't explored the whole island yet.
Yeah, maybe the portion that they've been concentrated on, it's a little more of the easier to get to, you know, probably kind of already enclosed, safe thing, and none of them have tried to explore too far. Granted, I'm not sure exactly how big our island is at the moment, so. But that's what I think Garrett's gonna do, because the last thing I want to do is like try to be like, oh, I'm gonna help build the medical center, and oh god, it collapsed on everybody.
Good to know your strengths and your weaknesses.
But if it helps just to have some other NPC names, I did a quick name generator thing, and so there's a couple of these that I thought were really cool.
Okay.
And one of the names that sticks out to me on this thing is Rosa Sparks. That just seemed like a really cool name. And then the other one just seems very Numenera to me, and that's Orla.
Orla. Nice.
Yeah.
So you are able to find sort of embedded in the glass a wreck of like a smaller boat. What are the smaller ones called, Ether?
Oh,
A sloop? Is that small?
sloops can be big or small. Schooners.
A schooner.
All right, cool.
Or a brig.
Schooner is more fun to say. Which is how I decide a lot of things.
Fully support it.
Nice. How deep is it embedded into the glass?
It's about 50%. You do find a lot of sort of metal hardware in it, which is how you get some of the metal you need for the spears
Awesome.
and arrows.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm gonna try to also just see if I can manage to get with my excavation tools crack enough of the glass, as long as, since it's glass, I think I would see if there's molten lava glass behind it, so it's not like, oh, I'm gonna bust this thing out and then like get sprayed with molten glass.
Garrett, if you flood our new town with lava, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be hot.
Literally.
All right. Yeah, so you're able to recover some iotum.
Awesome.
Nice.
Cool beans. So yeah, that's what I do. And if you want me to, I'll even do the rolls for that item salvage chart.
Yes, that would be great.
All right. And I am specialized in salvaging Numenera. So. All right. So in the flowchart, we found our salvage source. I don't know the difficulty level, so that's your thing. So I will go ahead and roll. And that is going to be a 10, and I'm specialized.
All right. That is a success.
Sweet. So I never really said at the beginning if I was looking for any specific item. So then we are just going to roll on the item result table, which is percentile. All right, grab those. All right, 52. Ooh, that seems really good. 52 would be Azure Steel.
Nice.
Which is a level 5. And as far as units salvaged, I need to roll a d6. And it is 20 IO per unit. So, and I rolled a 5. So we have 5 units of Azure Steel that are worth 20 IO. So we have 100 total IO.
All right. Very nice.
And then so I'll take that haul, and I'll go ahead and say I guess Rosa, Sparks, and Orla are kind of climbery people because it wasn't the easiest place to find this boat, but they both kind of helped me get there, and so that's how I'm able to haul all this stuff back to assist in whatever.
All right. So Azure Steel is a little bit lighter than normal steel, but 10 times harder and tougher. And a unit is about 9 pounds, so you have about 45 pounds of it.
All right. And so once we haul this back to potentially get used for whatever, I'll kind of make the comment to Rafaela and Rigel that there may still be some more resources on this island that we haven't found yet. It just may be on some of the harder to reach places that I'll try to look for when I have time.
I think that means that we should try to organize scouting expeditions around the island and begin patrolling, because odds are, if there's still stuff to be found here, other people will want to try to take it.
It's true. And then I'm going to go ahead and keep... I'm going to say, since we have 100 IO, I'm going to keep 5 IO worth on myself, just for one of my... After not last session, but the one before that, I took another Delve Lore, which is... what's it called? Right tool for the job.
Mm-hmm.
So I can, in essence, if I have any spare IO, and I want to say, without looking it up in the book, I believe I have to spend an XP point too, but I can use the IO to craft like a tool for kind of like one use deal. So if I got locked in a cell but somehow had the IO on me, I can craft a lockpick. It may break if I don't succeed the check or whatever. If I needed a distraction, I could make like the IO kind of act like a mini flashbang or something like that.
So it's like a poor man's cipher.
Exactly. So that's what I do.
All right. Very good. So it takes you about a month to get the town built. The Cathlins stop by every once in a while, usually appearing up out of the ocean on in the creepy whale thing, is how you mainly see the same one, whose name is Sigum. And you don't really hear much from the other islands. As you are focused on building I assume you're not visiting them either.
Nope. So long as we're set for food, we're good.
Most of the people in Hope get tired of the nutrient broth fairly quickly, but it is very healthy, and does seem to keep people doing fine, especially if you're supplementing it with seafood or any birds you manage to catch.
Yes, I think the rafts
so-
really help with the fishing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can get our lobster hatchery going.
Yeah.
That's a big morale booster since it tastes like steak.
Does anyone have any sort of animal husbandry or nature type skills that would help you get the lobster ecosystem back up and running?
They're not Brem, so I've got nothing.
Depends on how Megan wants to interpret this. I'm trained and tasked to remember pertinent details on a topic I heard or read about.
I guess it depends on how much animal husbandry you were reading about.
Let's see. I think whenever we were given the tank of stuff from Glorina, she would have been kind of talking about it in depth. And so while I might not remember everything she said, there may be some pretty key factors that I might have like remembered the key phrases of like, oh, they need like this specific protein or something.
You go in the water.
Yeah.
I have healing.
All right,
I can
that
try to
that would
keep
definitely
helping.
help.
Okay.
All right, give me some rolls to decide on how you want to or just figure out how the reestablishment of the ecosystem goes.
All right. Would you consider this an intellect task?
Yes.
Okay. So I have an ability that if I apply effort, I can gain a free level of effort on an intellect task. So can I use that and spend for one level and apply my training?
You can apply Garrett's memory as well as an asset.
Okay, so that's what, 4 assets?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, okay. Now there's a lot of pressure. Okay, I rolled an 11
All
plus
right.
the 4
That's pretty good.
assets. That's pretty solid.
You it takes a month before you really start seeing the results, but you start seeing baby lobsters growing up when you go out to look in the water.
It's like hatching sea monkeys.
Yeah.
I always loved having sea monkeys when I was younger.
I had ant farms instead.
I remember having sea monkeys, and I remember wanting an ant farm, but always being told no.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been allowed to have an ant farm either. I would have been told that the outside was the ant farm.
Yeah.
All right. So as your community starts establishing, there's sort of 2 factions that are developing. One faction is really intent on building a community here to protect the island and make sure that the people who live in Hope are the ones that are profiting off what is found on Hope. And the other faction is more focused on spreading. How do I want to put this other faction? Bringing new people in to increase the like available people to do the work, and hope that the whole resources situation will sort itself out by trading with the Caftans. Cathans, not Caftans, that's something else.
Mm-hmm.
By trading with the Cathans.
All right, so one group wants to bring new people in, and the other group is basically only wanting the people who do the work to get to stay. And
Yeah, so they want the people who do the work to stay, and they're really focused on like people who are here first get more resources and more benefits because they've done more work.
okay,
But if they let other people come in, they'll have to do less work. And I guess they still want to do less work, but still get more of the benefit.
Yes.
How many of these people are there?
It's about 1/3 of the camp thinks one way, 1/3 of the camp thinks the other way, and another third of the camp's like, oh god, I just want to stop drinking nutrient broth.
Cool.
Work in the Clobster hatchery.
This all sort of comes to a head in the barracks one night as two small groups of people get in a fight. And I'm going to offer you a GM intrusion, a group GM intrusion.
I'll take it.
Take it.
I'm good with it.
I knew this would happen if we put them in barracks. People need their space.
But if they were in huts, they just fight in more groups. This might-
In smaller groups, and we'd be like, we'd find out afterwards.
A lantern gets knocked off the wall, or I guess a torch, and a fire starts.
Oh no. We didn't build a firehouse.
All right.
So, what do you guys want to do? Wait, let me just double check. This might be something that has to do with the community rules. Community actions. I really should have just brought this book up here with me.
So as far as community stuff, as a delve, I know. Well, I'm present within a community and actively and personally working on behalf of it. The community's effective rank for purposes of finding resources, locating trade routes, knowing about conditions just beyond the community, and detecting sneak attacks by enemies is +1.
All right. I'm going to say this is a rank 1 fire. So it does double the damage to community infrastructure.
Oh no.
No.
But so it gets one round to do damage to you. But you guys can stop that by taking actions. Like getting a water
A bucket
bucket
brigade.
brigade together, or getting people out of the building, or something like that.
I'm trying to find. I have a teleporter. And it doesn't specify whether it's a bounder or a. I lost the other one.
I will use my rejuvenator on the injured.
All right.
And try to get the bucket brigade going.
You get to pick one or the other.
Shoot.
I'm good with doing the bucket thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I can get the bucket thing, I think, going.
Okay, I will use the rejuvenator on injured people.
All right.
I will help with the bucket brigade. I was going to try to use my teleporter to teleport people to safety, but I don't think I can teleport a large group of people.
All right. So Garrett and Raphael, if you could both give me a roll for the bucket brigade. The rejuvenator will just sort of work because they're not going to resist getting healed.
16.
I got a 14.
All right. So that will get you +2 levels to protect the building. So the barracks does not burn down. It is damaged, but it also does not spread into the rest of the community.
Oh, okay.
but there are tensions broiling under the surface, with both sides blaming the other for the damage done.
Are we able to pick out like who instigated this fight?
Yes, there are the ringleaders for each faction are. Let me find my list of names.
Wait, they were both ringleaders were involved in the fight.
Yes.
Oh, I would suggest we exile them.
We built a jail.
Well, yeah.
All right. So there's Mizani Ekton, who is the bring people in person, and Alanu Zur, which is the first come, first serve sort of person.
Okay. Yeah, I think they need to go to the jail for a little bit.
All right. So it takes a little bit of work to figure out where everyone is and what exactly happened, but eventually, through all the finger pointing, you're able to. Sorry. You're able to gather these two up and put them in the jail, in cells that are a little bit far away from each other.
It's not a huge
All right,
jail.
well, congratulations. Congratulations, folks. You are the inaugural prisoners in this jail. There will be a plaque. Your names will be on opposite sides. Don't worry. We'll flip it every day.
So if this is just a short-term solution, we need to come up with some way to get these two groups to deal with each other. And honestly, it just seems like the first group is not going to be a good fit here.
No, they really don't fit with the Amber Clave ethos.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we just make life miserable for everyone and they'll leave.
That sounds... Oh, no.
All we have left is nutrient broth.
What does Chell think?
Yeah, she's the politician.
Mm-hmm.
Chell is against just like kicking people out, but obviously the position is untenable for them. But you do need people here to really make this successful. Like having only 70 people here is going to make a big difference to the health of the community.
Okay.
We need like a pep rally or something. So everyone's excited about their role in the community again.
What we need is to instigate a crisis.
Oh my goodness. This is where the conspiracy theories start.
After a month. That's where they start. Okay.
We could ask Ro to show up.
So the people who are in the first group are just completely against any giving people access to whatever we dig up out of the island.
Yes. They're here first. They're the ones who are doing all the hard work. They're willing to like draw the line after you guys got here, since you obviously did a lot of work to get the Cathan on board with helping you. But after that, like everyone else is just going to be benefiting from their hard work.
Well, Okay, so do we want to try to sit down and talk some sense into these people?
Yeah. So if they don't let anyone else come along and benefit, nobody else is going to show up, and we're going to be stuck in this situation forever until they all start to die off.
Yeah, I guess we need to
'cause-
sit down and talk and tell this to Alanu.
Yeah, because I mean, we're gonna have to try to venture out again at some point and potentially find another settlement of sorts or ally or another source of goods. And there may be a settlement there, and to establish a trade route, there's going to be outsiders periodically coming in.
Yeah.
So,
The more people show up, the more work gets done, and the more everyone benefits.
Also, I mean, look around. Is this all you want? You want huts?
Yeah, you are kings of all you survey. Good.
Is that good
Joy.
enough for you?
Yeah.
We kind of had some loftier goals here. And we've been sent by the Amber Clave, which is an official organization, to achieve those. And
It's that organization has as its mandate that everybody should be treated equally. I mean, you remember what it was like under Hayes. It was get whatever you could.
if you don't like it, then I suppose you can try to set up a new community in another island.
All the other islands are inhabited, though.
Well, this one is too now. You're welcome to stay. We want you to stay. Your input is valuable to us. You have helped us build this town, but we want to grow further.
And that will
Don't
help
you?
everyone.
If you could pick anything to build in town, what do you miss the most about civilization? Maybe we can bargain. Promise to build like whatever he wants next.
Good food.
Good food. Okay. Well, what if we made getting better food the next priority?
I appreciate that. But I just want things to be fair. Maybe we could collect some sort of tax, and the people who were here first don't have to pay the tax.
For how long? And why? Why should everyone else have to pay for you because you've been here longer?
They're just paying for the infrastructure that we built. We did the work to build the buildings, and they'll just be living in them.
The people that are here now also built them.
Yes. It's not, the tax isn't going to me, it's going to the whole community.
Oh, wait. I have an idea. What if the people who live here now, they own or they get a stake in the the buildings they helped build, so they own some of that property.
That seems fair.
What do you think, Raffaella?
It seems like real estate is a very valuable commodity here. But if it will keep them happy for now, I mean, how big of a part are we talking? Like, the town still controls the majority share, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, say you built, we set aside some land, and everyone who was here already gets a share of that land.
But what about the newcomers then?
Well, there'll be more land that they could buy into. Just as soon as we clear it away of random glass shards.
That might work for now. Garrett, what do you think?
I think the one group is just too damn short-sighted and stubborn. I
Yeah.
mean,
I would kick them out in a second, but
yeah,
they're-
I know. We do need their backbone, for helping build things and whatnot as things go on. But I don't think they realize that it's not like the new people that may be coming here to trade goods and stuff like that aren't going to be doing, just as much work. Maybe building a shop front or something like that these people may have done right now, building the barracks that they nearly burned down. And Garrett will glare at both these people in the jail cells.
They'll squirm uncomfortably.
yeah.
I think there's more important things to trying to stay alive here on this island at the moment than seeing who is profiting the most. And he'll glare at the one that's kind of against people coming in. It seems like some of y'all may have forgot about the supposed what's the damn tyrant that's trying to control all the Rascal K's right now.
God of the Golden Canyon.
Yes, it seems like at least both of you that, to my knowledge, were fleeting his tyranny, has kind of forgot that he's still out there. And it seems like at least one of y'all's group tends to be kind of wanting to impose something that I could think that guy would be all for doing. So I don't really understand why you'd want to be imposing that sort of ideal on this new type of a colony.
Well, his system wasn't fair, but ours would be.
For you. But
Yeah.
not for the other people.
I guess.
That's the problem. And we need other people so we can do things like build a better kitchen, grow more crops that we can use to make something other than nutrient broth. Open a tavern. Wouldn't you love to sit down and drink an ale with your original Volcano Island buddies without fighting and starting a fire?
I suppose.
Well, we can't do that without other people, and other people aren't going to want to come here if they feel like they're getting the short end of the stick.
Which is why you came here in the first place.
Right.
Right. You're right.
We're just all standing outside this jail cell, berating this guy.
He's like looking at the ground.
Yeah. It's like, I like to imagine we were both really like kind of talking to both, and then really by it's all said and done, the one person's in the other cell not really getting scolded, and it's
No.
And you look up for torches.
Yeah.
So to try to take some of the edge off of this, I say, so we need your help because you're a leader amongst your peers. We need your help convincing other people on the island that this is for the greater good.
Oh, and you know what? If you're interested in making sure we get the most out of this place, we're still looking for volunteers to explore the rest of the island.
And if you find a more suitable place to build a new hut, you could claim that first.
And we would respect that property claim.
Well, that's very interesting. I will keep that in mind. I apologize for my part in the fire. And I will make sure we help repair the damage.
Thank you.
See? Now that's the community spirit we're after.
And I turn and look at Nazani and I'm like, your people also will need to help repair. Just because we agree with you for the most part doesn't mean you get away with this.
It was never our intention. I'm sure we will be more than happy to help.
Excellent.
Whew,
All right.
stressful.
Now that's Clubster.
Clubs are for everyone. So the next morning, Orla is going to try to get your attention, Garrett.
I guess if she's waving me over from a distance, I'll probably walk towards her and be like, "What's up?"
I found something I think you need to see.
Okay. Sure.
She is going to go on a hike with you up towards the crater of the volcano.
Okay.
Yeah. And she'll sort of kick a boot against the ground, and there's this sparkling dust there. I think it's from the ash. I'm pretty sure this might be thom dust.
Interesting. Garrett will kind of take a kind of his gloved hand and kind of do the look at it while it goes between his fingers to see it closer.
Yes. This is definitely thom dust. It's usually savaged within clear synth receptacles. If you're using it when crafting, it can reduce craft time, but also it can be damaging.
Is it volatile?
Well, yes. So if you use it like in a fight to get an additional action, you do 3 points of damage to yourself, ignoring armor.
Okay.
But you are able to like speed yourself up for that round.
All right. Well, this is definitely good to find. It's nice that you showed me this, Orla, because since it's pretty volatile, I mean, it can be good in some applications, but at the same time, it can kind of cause a little bit of harm too for those that aren't careful with it.
But it's valuable, right? It makes this island worth something.
Yes, yeah, it definitely makes the island worth something. Let's see, and then Garrett's gonna look around. Guess this would be perception, I guess, to try to maybe see, looking around with maybe maneuvering with the light to see how big of an area this might be, if it's kind of isolated to just this spot, or if it's like, the entire mound of this volcano is stuff or something. So, and I'm specialized in perception, and I'll go ahead and spend an effort on it too. All right. That's a 17.
All right. So there's definitely like thom dust trapped under the glass, but it's pretty hard to actually use once it's been solidified into the glass. It seems like whenever the volcano blows and you get the ash, it's probably producing this dust, but it would blow away pretty quickly too.
Okay.
But there is about 3 units of it up on the top of the volcano right now.
Okay. I've got kind of a explorer's plaque with me. I'll take a couple of empty flasks that I would have in there and probably fill them with the units of this thom dust. With Orla's help, we'll carefully collect it. And then this is the hard part, because like me as a person, I can think of something that might be really nifty to craft that might be able to collect some more of it if we wanted it. But I don't really think Garrett would, with his inability to crafting, I don't know if he'd actually think of that.
Mhm.
So, and then I guess once we collect it, we'll just kind of head back to the town unless there's some other stuff she wanted to show me. And then over the mesh implant, I will tell Rigel and Rafaela that I found some thom dust. It seems that the island, whenever the volcano blows, produces it. There's some of it that's solidified within the glass that's probably going to be pretty worthless, but the dust is valuable, even if a bit volatile. So if we could think of a way that could collect it before the winds scatter it out to the sea, it might be something that we can utilize ourselves or potentially trade with either the kelp
Cathans.
the Cathans, or potentially anybody else we may encounter. I don't hear Shauna.
Uh-oh. Shauna?
Hello?
There you are. It
Weird.
looked like your mouth was moving, so I was like, I don't know if she's talking or not, but I can't hear her.
I was, and I didn't do anything to make my sound come back on, so it must have just been an internet
Huh.
little glitch there. But I feel like this would be something that the Cathons would be really interested in, since they are basically manufacturing
Themselves.
biomechanical parts. That's
Yeah.
all they do. Also, when was the last time this volcano erupted? Has it only erupted the once, or is it?
It's been about a week. It doesn't like flow far down enough to affect you.
Oh. Well, maybe we should set up a crew to go gather this material after each eruption.
It's a good idea. I'm not opposed to it. Other than stuff it can be pretty volatile, so nobody that is shaky, I guess,
Okay.
might be the best way to put it.
That's that would be wise.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to leave it there with you guys discovering a resource on the island. I'll give you each 1 XP. And thank you everyone so much for listening to the Amber Clave. I'm your GM, Megan. You can find me on Twitter at Curium247 or tweet for the podcast at Amber Clave. With me today, I've had Shauna.
I've been playing Raphael Estelle, and you can find me on Twitter at CallMeShauna.
Acer.
Hello, I've been playing Rigel Sloan, the graceful, stealthy glaive who fights with a horde, and you can find me on Twitter at Acer_Tolentino.
And Landon.
And I've been playing Garrett, who's the tough, meddlesome delve who explores yesterday. And you can find me on Twitter at Solemn_Lyrian.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and we will see you again next time. Until then, yay to see.
Yay to see.
All right.
And that was 1 XP each for the group intrusion, right?
I'm gonna go with 2.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. It's a nice little sum of XP for tonight.
Thanks to everyone who joined us on Twitch. We will have these up on YouTube eventually. And by eventually, I mean probably tomorrow. But we hope to see you again in 2 weeks when Easter and I will still be in Sacramento. So yes, it's before Gen Con, so we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yay!
Yay! All right. Goodbye.
Have a great week,
Bye.
everyone.
Later.